Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a very short impromptu one because I've gotten a lot of messages from people, that those of you that know that I traveled have been asking me questions about the requirements for traveling and all that. So I thought I should make a very quick video for you to guide you, for those of you that are traveling in and out of North Cyprus and even other countries, because the same rules, almost same rules, applies to everyone else. So first of all, if you're planning to travel or leave the country what you are in to another place, especially to Nigeria, there are some protocols you must take. One is you must do the COVID PCR test. Now, some of the COVID PCR tests, you can do it, let's say, in the morning around 10 a.m. and you get it around 4 p.m. or 8 p.m. It depends on the hospital you're using. But this test, you have to do it at least 72 hours to when you'll be traveling. And be very careful to do this test so that it can carry you all through, especially for those of you that might be traveling through countries. Maybe you might be on the way for 2 days or 3 days. So make it to be as close as possible so that that test will still be viable until you get into Nigeria. That is if you're traveling into Nigeria. So when you do that test, you get the result. With the result, you now pay for PCR test for that will be done inside Nigeria. It's a policy that you must have paid for that PCR test even before you start your journey to Nigeria. So what I'm trying to say is that you will not be allowed to board your flight if you've not gotten that QR code. That QR code is what shows that you've paid for your PCR test, so that the one you did in your country is to certify that you are negative, and then the one that will be done inside Nigeria is to also confirm that you were free or you were negative until you got into Nigeria. So make sure you make this payment, because if you don't make them, you will not be allowed to board your flight. I had a friend who had issues with it, and she was traveling from London to Nigeria, and she had issues with payment. So now, moving on to the payment, you want to make sure that you don't make the mistake of paying through Lagos, because from what I've seen, she's not the only one that had the issues, but other people that I've also heard from said they had to pay twice or 3 times for the COVID test, just because they were paying through Lagos. But if you pay through other states like Abuja, it goes straightforward without any issues. And another thing is that it's cheaper if you're paying through, let's say for Abuja it's like 39,000 something, but in Lagos it's 50,000. So you see, unfortunately Nigeria makes it difficult for us to listen or adhere to their instructions. So now imagine someone that wants to stay in Lagos, but because first of all there will be issues with the payments, and secondly because it's cheaper for outside Lagos, they will now pay for Abuja, but they want to stay in Lagos. Why are we deceiving? If only Nigeria can be sincere with themselves, so that the citizens too can be sincere. So now I'm saying this is the easier way out. I am staying in Abuja. I paid through Abuja. It was cheaper for me. But if you're going through Lagos, or you're staying in Lagos and you don't want to experience this hassle, Kukuma select that you're going to be going through Abuja, just so that the payment can go, and then you can maybe lodge in a hotel or something so that you can do the PCR test in Abuja before you continue your journey to Lagos. That is one. Secondly, if you're a student in North Cyprus, try and make sure that your permit is updated, because you will not also be allowed to leave the Aegean airport if you're... Sorry guys, I'm sweating. I'm just coming back from church. You will not be allowed to board your flight if your permit is not updated. So make sure you have your permit, right? Don't listen to people that will tell you that it's not necessary. It's when you're coming into the country. It's a lie. As you're even leaving, they are checking it, because you know what? The permit also generates money for them. So if you don't do your permit and you travel, that means they've lost money. So if your permit is not updated, they won't let you board your flight. So make sure you have your permit before you plan to leave. Then another thing is, on your way, try to wear your masks, because a lot of people you're going to be flying with will be coming from different countries. Now when you get to Istanbul, you have lounges where you can sit, but most times people run out of the data. You know, when you get into the Istanbul airport, they give you at least 1 hour free data. So if you have a Cyprus line, I'll advise you just buy data before you leave, so that you can have data in Istanbul, and then before you leave Istanbul you can just chat and keep up with your family. But if you do not have, you were not able to do that, when you get to Istanbul airport, you can access the 1 hour, right? You can do this. Somebody I met on the airplane taught me this, so I'm teaching you now. You can do this. When you get the 1 hour and exhaust it, then you click on that link. When you're on your Wi-Fi, click on connect, select that Istanbul Wi-Fi. It will bring out where you should use either your international passport or your phone number. Use phone number. If you use phone number, they will send you a code in your email, in message, as a text message, right? Copy that code, enter it, and use the data. Is actually one free. So I was able to get one with my international passport, and I got one with phone number. Then I also called my friend and used her phone number too. So I had 3 hours. So this thing, you can do this thing with different phone numbers, for the fact they've not been registered for the first time, that as in they've not been used for the first time, right? So you can do that. That's how you can get extra. I mean, sometimes you don't even know 1 hour runs out, and it might be very important for you to reach somebody. So this is an alternative. Don't say I didn't teach you anything. Then if you want to eat, if you're looking for where to eat, when you get to the airport, look for where they said, I think it's food lounge or something. Going to see, maybe it's in these videos. In the video I'm going to be showing you, just watch, you'll see. I'm going to speak over it, so you see where you can go and buy food and eat. Their food is affordable. So if you're moving from Turkey or North Cyprus, have your TL. If you don't have TL, have dollar. I used dollar to buy some of the things I needed to buy. Then because then if you're going through Egypt, right? If you're going to Egypt, you also need dollar to buy, because you don't have their money, their currency there, if you would like to eat. But one thing is, if you're going to fly through Egypt, they will not let you get a hotel unless you have their visa. They might tell you to buy their visa. Yes, you can buy Egyptian visa there. So unless you're able to buy their visa, then you can get access to a hotel, or apart from the fact that maybe if you paid for your airline to provide hotel for you, but if your airline is not providing hotel for you, just prepare your mind to sleep in the lounge, and they're going to disturb you. I went through that, and when I wanted a hotel, they said I would need to buy their visa before I can do that. That is one. Secondly, because I didn't plan to stay there, so I just had to sleep in the lounge. So this is what you would expect. It's going to be very uncomfortable. It almost feels like Nigerian airport, so it's not as fun, beautiful, and comfortable and glamorous like Istanbul. So prepare your mind if you're going to Egypt. Okay, so now on getting to the airport, boarding your flight, you want to make sure that you have at least a pillow or that blanket, so that you can cover yourself. The weather, if you're traveling during the summer, don't always trust that it's going to be hot. You might get into some countries, or even in the airplane, it becomes very cold. So always have your sweater with you in case you get cold. So getting into Nigeria, you guys know how Nigeria operates. From the entrance, they start checking you and start asking you, madam, what do you have for us, and all that. So prepare your mind and just know that it's Nigeria. But there's one spectacular thing that happened to me. The moment we were landing in Nigeria, I started having depression. I started getting upset. I don't know what was upsetting me. So I asked some of my friends and family, and they said it's how it happens, that you start feeling anger. That it's something that has been happening. So I don't know why that happens, but so to recap, you will need your international passport to be updated. You will need your permit. You will need your Pcr test to be paid for before you can fly. as you can see here, I was really stressed out. I even had a breakout from all the stress, but this was just the beginning of the journey. I was still at Istanbul when I made this video, and I bought a cappuccino that was really expensive if you asked me. I don't know how much you sell it in other countries, but $5 is a lot to pay for cappuccino. So here is where you can check for your flight. This is the board where your flight itineraries are, so you can find out what time your flight is going to board, and the gates that you're supposed to go to. So if you go straight towards this place, that is where you find the restaurant where you can buy your food and eat. Now you look at these stands where they are written, they have free Wi-Fi written on them. That is where you get your free Wi-Fi with your international passport there. So you have to swipe your international passport by the right, and then it will give you the instructions to follow. Now if you need to charge your phone, this is where you should do that. So make sure you're coming with a charger that can fit in. So these blue signposts show you the gates to go through if you're ready to board. You know, on this hallway is where you find the gates, the restrooms, and all that. This sign shows you which one is for female, the gentleman, and all that. The Istanbul airport is actually a very beautiful airport. This is gate 3, which was my gate, which was the gate I got. See, Cairo, go to gate. 60 seconds to go to gate, something like that. But it's the gate I took to go and board for my Egypt Air. This is where people sit and wait for their flights. So I was capturing this from above to show you that there is a stand where you can take your COVID test immediately, right? Rapid antigen test for COVID-19. So I guess this is for people that their PCR test has already expired before they started boarding. So here is me walking into the airplane, and they were checking to make sure that we had our mask and to make sure that our PCR test was still valid. So if it's not valid, they will not let you enter the aircraft. If you need an agent that will help you process your education in North Cyprus or in Turkey, just reach out to me on @vivianwogu_ on Instagram, and I can help you do that. I am in partnership with some agencies that can help you process your travels. Okay, find me on Instagram at @vivianwogu_. So I slept over at the Egypt airport, and when it was time for us to board, we got ready, and we had some Chinese people that joined us. I had a conversation with one of them, and he said they were coming for a construction job. But sincerely, I somehow freaked out because I wasn't sure what they were coming for. But when he told me what they were here for, or what they were heading to Nigeria to do, I got a little bit relaxed. So I made a friend, but I didn't collect his number. They're actually nice people. And do not forget, you cannot access the permit portal from outside North Cyprus. I don't know if you can access it from Turkey, but you cannot access it from Nigeria. So do your permit, make sure it's up to date before you come back, or you call somebody to help you out. Okay, I hope this helps somebody there. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the like button, share this so that other people will learn, and please check out Alpha Medic Stores. It's an online boutique where we sell medical scrubs and medical gifts for healthcare professionals. So don't forget to patronize us, alright? See you in the next video. Until then,